For today's lesson, we're going to take a moment to combine some of the information we've learned about the Monroe Mercantile shop. On our first lesson day about Monroe Mercantile, we talked about the store itself, how large it was, and we took a moment to kind of peek inside and get an idea what the shop looked like and how it worked. Yesterday, our last lesson, we talked about the Jim Crow laws and how Black people were treated in America in the past, and also during the time that Buxton existed. So I want you to remember that during the years Buxton was a town, African Americans were treated very badly in many parts of the United States. In the video, we saw examples of this racial discrimination or segregation caused by Jim Crow laws. Now, I want to show you another picture from the Monroe Mercantile Company. This is a picture of the Monroe Mercantile Company employees. People of all races and backgrounds were treated the same in Buxton, including having the same opportunity to secure well-paying jobs, attend interracial schools, and have housing in town. So it says this picture was taken in 1911, if we look down here at our source. And when we look at this picture, we can tell that there are many different people here. They are not all white men. There are Black men in this picture, and it even looks like there may be some Hispanic men or some indigenous people as well. So Buxton was different from other places in the United States at that time because they allowed for equal opportunities for all. They didn't tell people they couldn't try to be part of that company just because they didn't look the same as somebody else. What do you think happened when the Buxton mine closed and these people had to move to different towns? Do you think it would have been an easy transition? Or do you think it might have been hard for people to move away from such an inclusive area? I think being in a welcoming town and an accepting town and having to move would have been really difficult. I know how much I love the school where I teach and how much I love living in Marshalltown. And if I had to move away and find someplace new, it would be really difficult. It would be hard to meet new people, and it may be hard to be treated differently than what you're used to being treated. So, although today's lesson is a bit of a shorter one, it really is important. And I have two big questions I want you to think about going into your assignment. And we're going to look at those real quick. In your Google Doc assignment today, you have two questions you're going to look at. One is, what made Buxton different from other communities with how Black people were treated? So if you need to go back in this video or go to or in our last lessons video to really think about that, go ahead. But what made Buxton different? Then the second question is, what kinds of opportunities would have been available to the Black people or anyone not white in the Buxton community that wasn't available in other communities? So think of the video from part 2's lesson and the Jim Crow laws and the segregation. and how people had to be separated. And think about how Buxton didn't have that. They allowed everyone to work toward the same types of things. So if there was a Black person in Buxton, what were some things they might have been able to do that they wouldn't have been allowed to do somewhere else? Do your best to answer both of these questions.